What if someone said there's a practice that you could learn that would help your brain and offers rest 5 times deeper than sleep? Would you be curious? What if it could also help you let go of stress? In part 1 of the Level Up edition of the Mind Game podcast, we explore a practice that you can learn that will help you to level up your brain and your life. But first, thank you for an absolutely amazing Season 1 of the Mind Game Level Up Your Life podcast. What an amazing journey it's been. Thank you for your support, your words of encouragement, and your shared love of learning. I'd like to invite you to follow along for the Mind Game Summer Series, where we will continue to explore ways to level up, but also enjoy the increased daylight hours. What does that mean? It means watch for more episodes ahead, likely a little bit shorter in length, with follow-up episodes in the series. So be sure to subscribe and follow along with the podcast to stay up to date on the newest releases and to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the multi-part series podcasts or updates. In this episode, we begin to explore a practice that you could do each day to level up your brain. Wondering about what we're going to talk about? Curious about feeling more rested? And letting go of stress? Me too. So we are about to delve into meditation, because if there's something I could do to feel better, why wouldn't I try that? And then maybe that's a whole other series of why we don't do the things that we know will actually make us feel better. So today we begin with how meditation crossed my path, and we consider the benefits, research-based benefits of meditation. Be sure to check out the show notes as I've linked up a free master's class in case you're curious about learning more. Let's start the exploration of meditation.
Welcome to Mind Game, a podcast to level up your life. My name is Stephanie Painshaw, and I'm excited for you to join me on a journey behind the scenes where we'll dig into the stories of resilience, mindset, and unlock the simple habits that will help you change the game. Before we dive in, I want to express our gratitude for your continued support. Your energy powers our quest to provide content that encourages you to unlock new levels of personal growth and step out of your own comfort zone. If you're inspired by an idea or have a suggestion for a future topic, connect with us at mindgamelevelupyourlife.com. Your feedback is a power-up that helps us continue on this epic adventure. So if you're ready to get out of your own way and explore what you didn't know you needed to know, you've come to the right place. So buckle up, open up your mind. It's time to level up.
Welcome to the Level Up edition. This is episode 27. 27 episodes. Started a brand new podcast this year. Hit 1,000 downloads a couple months ago. It's pretty exciting. If you're listening to this now, I would love for you to reach out and leave a comment on Facebook or share what episode resonated with you this season. So it is June. It is a busy time of year. And so I'd like to welcome you to the summer series. And the summer series is a series of shorter ones. And we are in the process, our family is in the process of moving from one location to another. So we have a summer full of renovations. So if you have any renovation tips, that would be fantastic to reach out and let us know. How do you set up your home? How do you make some of those transitions? And so with that, we will still have some interviews. They may not be every week, but we are nearing the end of the official season 1. And so we will call these the summer series. So the Level Up edition this week is focusing on what am I learning? And I decided that meditation keeps coming across my path. And I find that when I think about different books or what are some videos to watch, and I think when I think about different books, oftentimes those find me. I always think the books find me when I need them. Somebody will suggest a book, or a book will just appear in a social media feed, or it will show up on my Audible. Audible's one of my favorite apps to listen to audiobooks. It will show up there as a recommended read or something related to something that I've been working on. And so similarly, meditation has shown up like that. So I'm going to tell you how we got to how we is really I am the producer, the host, and the background researcher and the social media manager for the Mind Game Level Up Your Life podcast. And so when I say we, I really mean me. And so I'm going to share how I came to think that learning about meditation in June, because I work in education and it is a busy time of year. So why is now the time to learn about meditation? How did I come across that? We'll dive into a little bit about why is meditation worth the investment? So how are you helping your brain every day? In a future level up, I'll talk about the 10-minute minimum every day for exercise, and we'll get into some of my favorite motivational talks and things that I've learned. So today is about meditation, why I was drawn to it, what is it, how does it help us deal with stress? And we all have different types of stress every day. We're going to go back in time about 10,000 years and talk about how stress actually kept us alive in the past and how stress today causes similar physiological responses, but we aren't in the same kind of danger. So what is the impact of the ongoing stress that we have? And then we're going to take a look at briefly, what is meditation? How can that help us? And what's my journey into meditation? So if you're curious about that, even if you're not sure about meditation, there is some interesting information about how it can help your brain. So I invite you to open your mind and consider some of these things, and there'll likely be some interesting facts that you can learn along the way. So thank you for joining me today on the Level Up edition. Let's go to how meditation crossed my path. So I've always been curious about meditation and how you can put your brain into a state where it's actually quite relaxed and you're able to rest in that state. One of the things that I came across is that meditation is 5 times deeper than sleep and more effective for re-energizing your body and your brain. So we'll dig into that. Just imagine if you, in 15 minutes, could do an hour-long nap and come out more refreshed and more energized and be more productive. So why study meditation? So why look into what it is and what it does for our body? So a while back, I talked to you a little bit about the book Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he went into the benefits for the mind and the body of what meditation can do for you and how it can impact and help you to release stress and to heal where your body is at and help to create the life that you want. So I read that book and I was into that book and life got busy. And then I listened to a podcast while I was cleaning the other day. It was by Cathy Heller. Cathy Heller is the person that I took my podcasting class from. And so I always enjoy listening to her podcasts. She has amazing guests on there, and she had Emily Fletcher. And so Emily Fletcher is a meditation teacher. She was on Broadway years ago, and she was sharing her story and how meditation has come to help her and how she actually left Broadway to study more about meditation and now actually teaches thousands of people around the world about it. So I was curious. And she said, I think something to the effect of, if you would take your body to the gym because you know that exercise is good for your body, why are you not doing that for your mind? So what are you doing on a daily basis that's helping your brain re-energize and repair itself and repair your body and move forward? So while I was listening to the podcast, what Emily said was that meditation, and let me check this, is meditation can offer rest that is 5 times deeper than sleep. Can you imagine in a very short period of time, like a 15-minute meditation, you can get almost an hour's worth of what a 1-hour nap would do for you. So 5 times deeper than sleep. So that obviously had me curious. So I listened to the Cathy Heller podcast with Emily. It was really interesting. I thought that's definitely something I want to follow up with. So I looked it up and started doing some research into it, and then life got busy. And that floated away, and I forgot about it. And then I was also listening to the Jim Quick book that I talked about in an earlier episode. His book was called Limitless, and in there he talks about dealing with stress and helping to support mental health and to train your brain. And he said his meditation teacher is Emily Fletcher. So no matter who I was listening to, it kept coming back to people talking about the Ziva technique and working with Emily Fletcher. And she said that a shallow meditation is just as good as a deep meditation. You do not have to be a Zen master to get the benefits out of meditating. So that had me curious. So how can meditation help you to release stress? Why does that matter? Why does meditation seem to be something that keeps drawing people back into that? And how is it actually helpful for our bodies? I thought it's the end of May, early June. Why not learn more about meditation? And so what I've done is started a class with Emily Fletcher, and every day we learn how to meditate, but she also gives us a little bit of the neuroscience. And so the neuroscience, the science of the brain, how that works, how meditation is actually helping us. So what we're going to dig into here in the next little bit is just a very quick overview of why might you want to consider meditation? What is stress doing to your body? And she has a really interesting way of sharing that. And again, I'll link that all up in the show notes down below. And then we'll talk a little bit about the impacts of stress, what it's doing to your body. And I'll share a little bit of my journey into meditation and how there's actually 3 different pieces to that deal with the present, the past, and the future. Let's dig into, why does meditation make a difference to your brain? How is meditation like taking your brain to the gym? And what difference does that make to your life? What are some of the benefits of meditation? We're going to talk a little bit more about what is the stress that it's going to help us deal with, and then why does that matter to us? So the number one reason that meditation helps us is it reduces stress. So I want you to remember the word cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone in our body, and it plays a very specific role when it's needed. The problem is that we're going to learn about in just a minute is we don't have the same levels of stress and we don't need that much cortisol, but our brain hasn't quite kept up to how fast the environment we live in has changed. And so we do see excessive cortisol levels, and we'll talk about some of the negative impacts of cortisol in a little bit. But overall, meditation helps to reduce stress. So when it reduces stress, it actually significantly reduces the stress hormone cortisol. And so when you do that, that helps to alleviate some of the physical and mental symptoms associated with stress. Now, when you go into a meditation state, that's more of a relaxation response in your body. And so a relaxation response will help to counteract some of the stress responses that you experience in a day. So number one thing that meditation can do is help to reduce or manage some of those stresses that you experience in a day. So the second thing that meditation can help with is supporting improved emotional health. So it can help us with our mental health. So what it can do is it can enhance your mood. So we talked about how it can counteract and reduce some of the stress hormones in your body. So it can help to increase endorphins and serotonin, which are neurotransmitters that help us to have those feelings of happiness and well-being and connecting with others. So we can actually improve our mood by increasing those types of neurotransmitters that are released in our body. It can also work to help to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. So meditation has been shown, and mindfulness practice in particular, which is a part of meditative practice, has been shown to help alleviate some of those symptoms or provide ways that you can help to reduce them in those moments. Sometimes by becoming more aware of our thoughts and feelings, we can help to manage those more effectively. So number 2, it helps us improve our emotional health. Number 3 has to do with how you can counteract some of this. This device here that has all of the information we could possibly want at our thumb tips or fingertips, it's also a source of shortening our attention span because there is always more notifications. And if you read some of the research out there, that is impacting our mental health and our ability to focus. One of the things that came up in the research is it can help to enhance focus and concentration. So mindfulness and focused meditation can help us become more aware of the present moment. And when we do those practices on a regular basis, that can help us to improve our focus and our length of time that we can concentrate. The more that you practice that, the more that you train your brain, the more effective it can be on focusing and connecting to the present moment. Now, it also improves cognitive function in a variety of ways because the more you exercise your brain, the better it gets at things. Remember, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about neurons that fire together, wire together. So the more you use certain parts of your brain, the more that you create those pathways in your brain, the more effectively it can build those skill sets. So I'm going to take a look over here. I'm going to read through some of these so I don't miss anything. So meditation has been linked to improvements in various cognitive functions, including working memory. So that's your ability to hold information and use it in the present moment. It works with executive functioning. It helps to improve problem-solving skills. And again, that's because the more you use the neural connections, the more that you strengthen the part of the brain that's related to those tasks. So that's number 3. Number 4 actually promotes physical health. And you might think, how does working my brain actually help to improve my physical health? And because it is putting you into a relaxation response instead of a stress response, so it's helping you to ground in the present moment and be more aware of what's happening in your body, you can actually improve your cardiovascular health because you're reducing blood pressure, you're lowering your heart rate, and you're enhancing your overall heart function. So you can improve your cardiovascular system through repeated practice. And again, that reduces the stress hormones and promotes relaxation. The other thing that it does that is really interesting, and I've come across this research a number of different times, is the less stress hormones that you have in your body means the better your immune system will go. Meditation can impact your immune system because it boosts it by putting you in that relaxation response. It actually helps to increase your resilience to infection and diseases. And that's because it's reducing those stress hormones, which cause stress-related inflammation, and it produces a more balanced immune response. So promoting physical health, we know it impacts cardiovascular health, and it improves your immune system. And the other research that I've read on immune systems, I believe, is every time you go into a negative state, it takes your body a while to recover from that and get your immune system boosted back up to where it was before. So helping your body to more frequently navigate into a positive vibrational state actually keeps your immune system in a better place. So number 5, it can enhance self-awareness because it's grounding you more in the present moment. It's helping you to focus on and listen to what your body is saying. And if you remember back to Amy's podcast episode, she said your body is giving you signals all the time. The key is whether you're listening to those signals or not. So it increases self-awareness, and so mindfulness practices, and that doesn't have to be full-on meditation, and we'll talk about different types of meditation. And again, I'm only starting down this journey, but it is certainly an interesting journey. So mindfulness helps ground you in that present moment. It also helps to foster personal growth because you're taking some time just for you. And in a day and age when life can get very busy, it can get really hectic, this is a simple way that you can take your brain to the gym, where you can also exercise, take yourself out for a walk. But meditation can help ground you in the moment and help you better understand what you need, and also help you to release the stress that you've been holding inside, which is a whole other interesting concept. So let's do a quick review. Top 5 reasons that you might want to meditate. It reduces stress. It improves emotional health and helps you to regulate better. It enhances your focus and concentration, so it will combat that device that you're probably listening to right now, and it will improve your physical health as well as enhance your self-awareness. Now, I've also read other research that talks about how the brains of meditators are actually younger than their counterparts of the same age. The study in 2011 found that long-term meditation practitioners exhibited enhanced brain connectivity and preserved gray matter. It said it suggested that their brains appeared younger compared to that of non-meditators of the same age, and the findings indicate that meditation may contribute to a slower rate of brain aging and better brain health over time. So they said 3 things that it did in the research showed preserved gray matter. So long-term meditators showed greater gray matter volumes in multiple brain regions, including the frontal cortex, the hippocampus, which are associated with cognitive functions and memory. It also showed enhanced cognitivity, just invented a new word, enhanced connectivity. And so meditation was linked to increased connectivity between different regions in the brain, indicating better integration and communication within the brain. It also said your brain appears younger brain age. The structural and functional brain benefits observed in meditators suggest that their brains may be biologically younger than their chronological age, highlighting potential neuroprotective effects of meditation. So just a couple reasons why meditation might be something that you want to be curious about or consider what it is. And it is not the hour-long practice sitting there in a Zen state that you maybe thought that it was or was harder to achieve. So before we hop into what's the method that might actually work for me with meditation, drop a comment. Let me know if any of that was of interest to you. And that's where we will pause our exploration of meditation this week. Next time, we explore why stress was good for us 10,000 years ago and how prolonged stress in today's society has potentially compounding negative impacts on our health and wellness, especially if we don't learn how to let go of stress. And so I'm curious, have you tried meditation before? Maybe you couldn't stop those swirling thoughts from coming into your head, and you thought, I can't meditate because I can't stop all the thinking. And I can relate to that. And next week, we're going to delve into a little bit more of how you really can meditate. But first, let's review the benefits. Reduced stress, improved mental health, enhanced focus and concentration. It can help combat that cell phone that's distracting you all the time. Improved physical health and enhanced self-awareness. And don't forget, your brain will look younger than people your same age, so it retains more youthful characteristics. Those are all part of the reason that I decided to explore meditation and share my journey with you. P.S. It's not about not having any thoughts while you meditate. It's about the practice. And as Charlene mentioned in the last episode, we call it a practice for a reason, because some days are easier than others. It's the consistency of leveling up that makes the difference. So until next time, be sure to check out the show notes for a link to the resources that I mentioned in this episode. And remember to mind the game so that you too can level up your life. Thanks for listening. Here's your Mind Game, episode 27, challenge. Share this episode and one aspect of meditation that caught your interest. Hashtag it, level up your life.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Mind Game, a podcast to level up your life. We hope that you've enjoyed the insights, inspiration, and habits shared in this episode. Your support is a game changer, and we are incredibly grateful to be on this journey with such an amazing community of listeners. If you have any wonders, questions, or suggestions about this or future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media and share your feedback. Remember, you can catch all of our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps us bring valuable content to you, our listeners. Don't want to miss the next episode? Join our Facebook group and email list and get ahead of the game. Until next time, remember to mind the game so that you can get out of your own way and level up your life.